Hello, intergalactic beings. So we're in the last month of the yellow electric seed year, which began on the 27th of June, the cosmic month of the turtle, and we're preparing to enter the new year on the 26th of July, the year of the red self-existing moon. If you're new to this page, my name is Andra, and through these videos we're exploring the Dreamspell Calendar based on the ancient Mayan calendar, a tool that connects us with the vast web of synchronicity by aligning us with the natural timing frequency found throughout the cosmos. So this last year has been exciting and hard work as well. The electric tone brought a lot of inner and outer movement, and I really do feel that this year was about planting seeds, starting new projects, and setting things in motion. Yellow seed being the power of growth and the manifestation of our gifts and inner seeds. How we interacted with this archetype was influenced by how much inner work we have done. This is because growth requires that we first dive into the darkness of the earth to allow it to nurture us so that we can gather the resources needed to crack open the constraining shell that on one hand it's supposed to keep us safe. But on the other hand, if we remain in this shell out of the fear to take the risk to grow, we end up stagnating, which leads to depression because growth and evolution cannot happen while we're stagnating. So this year was either a time of manifestation, adding another brick to the foundation of our soul's dreams, or it was a time for manifesting the shadows within that keep us from doing so, or a little bit of both. For me, it was both. I reached a point where I kind of felt my growth stagnating because of inner shadows and patterns I had to process, which kind of stood in the way of the physical manifestation of the work I wanted to be doing. And I could clearly see all the ways in which I was sabotaging myself through all of my self-imposed limitations and fears. And because Yellow Star was the guide of this year, harmony has been the theme for me, or lack of harmony based on my definition of what harmony should look like. And it was a lot about accepting what is and not trying to force things to go my way, which is a deep struggle for me, accepting the way things are. It's the combative nature of the world bridger, I guess. But towards the second part of the crystal month, I really felt things coming back in alignment for me. And on the 26th of July, we begin the new year of the red self-existing moon. Last time this archetype was guiding the energy of the year on the red cosmic moon year, I experienced a deep and profound initiation when it comes to dealing with my emotions and understanding them. Red moon connects us with the power of the water, and water is deeply connected to our emotional body. One reason for this connection is that the first 9 months of our human life are spent in the water of our mother's womb. And also, water never stands still. It keeps changing shapes and moving through the ebbs and flows, just like our emotions. In Hindu philosophy, and many other cultures for that matter, water is associated with the moon, which represents the feminine energy. The feminine energy represents our connection with our feelings, our emotions, our receptivity, our intuition, and our imagination. Also, the sacral chakra, whose element is water, is associated with the emotional body. So red moon is like an emissary of the universal life-giving waters, teaching us how to surf on the waves of life and the waves of our emotions. And whenever red moon is present, I always feel it bringing my emotions to the surface, just as the full moon makes the tides rise. I'm quite a sensitive person, but on red moon days or wave spells, and especially during red moon years, my sensitivity is heightened. Last red moon year, I found myself confronting all sorts of repressed emotions and traumas, but I was also blessed to have started the red cosmic moon year at the Naguhara training, which is water therapy that takes you on a profound inner journey. I'm going to let you look it up to learn more about it, but it's an amazing tool for working with our emotions. Plus, it offers a bunch of benefits when it comes to healing our physical, emotional, and mental bodies. So I was doing a facilitator training, meaning that for 7 hours each day for 4 weeks, I was giving and receiving this water therapy. It helped me to process a lot of emotions, and it also revealed to me emotions which had started to stagnate within me. I reached a point where, as a colleague would put my head under the water, because this therapy is done at the surface level of the water and also under the water as well, I would find myself having flashes of images from traumatic experiences, which I wasn't even aware that they were traumas in the first place. But it brought a deep understanding as to where all my self-sacrificing patterns and the feeling of unworthiness came from. So if you have the opportunity to get an Naguhara session this year, or even more than one, go for it. You can actually write me a message if you're interested. I know a few people across the world that facilitate Naguhara sessions, and I can put you in contact. Anyway, red moon is an amazing time of purification of our emotional body so that we can become aware of and change our reactive patterns. A reactive pattern is a mental or an emotional pattern which alters our perception of a situation. We no longer act based on what we see or based on what is. We are reacting based on what we think we see or based on what we see through the filters of our traumatic experiences. So red moon offers us the power of self-awareness so that we can become aware of our emotions and our reactions and recognize our triggers and how easy it is to misinterpret a situation because of those triggers. And it's no easy process discovering our underlying triggers behind our emotional reactivity, but once we do, we allow enough space for our soul to actually express itself on this earth. As I mentioned in the video about the red moon wave spell, at least I think it was that video, or maybe the yellow human wave spell video. Anyway, I have this mental image of how everything we're repressing turns into this gooey, dark, dense slime that takes up space within our being, and it keeps our soul from actually being incarnated in our physical body. Like a part of us isn't actually here, like our soul isn't actually here. And it's very important in this healing process to understand that our reactivity is a coping mechanism of self-preservation. It is basically a survival mechanism which has developed as a result of our emotions being unvalidated and sensitivity being seen as a weakness rather than a strength and a gift. Only nowadays are people learning how to deal with emotions in a healthy way, but even for me as a child, I wasn't fully allowed to experience my emotions or express them. I ended up feeling ashamed for them and feeling like I need to hide them away so I'm not a weak person. But doing so not only keeps us from being ourselves and expressing our emotions, it's actually a mental cage which creates even more so-called negative emotions within. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle. We repress emotions, but then more anger and frustration accumulates within, and we keep on repressing and repressing until the last drop fills the bucket and it all overflows into a storm of emotions. So this year, allow your emotions to become your friends, seeing them as gifts, trying to reveal to you the things within yourself that you still need to heal. So don't try to control your emotions, don't repress them, don't judge yourself when you experience them. Obviously, don't go into destructive mode either, but allow your emotions to flow through you like water. Emotions are energy in motion. They are the language of the soul. And when we become more fluid, we can much more easily express these emotions without being attached to them. Just like water, which flows and it does not attach to the landscape that it passes through. Emotions are meant to be accepted, understood, and experienced from the witness position, which keeps us from being identified with them. And we need a lot of self-compassion and self-love to be able to accept, understand, and release these emotions. And Red Serpent, the guardian of the instinctual part of our consciousness, will be the guide for this year. Meaning that it's not only our emotions we should be paying attention to, but also our instincts, our intuition, and our body's wisdom. If we do not work with our emotions the way we should and we keep them bottled up inside, sooner or later they will end up affecting our health, and they will manifest as all sorts of physical issues. So listen to your instincts, your intuition, your body, your emotions, because they will never lead you astray. And be more present within your body in order to be able to tune into its infinite wisdom. The self-existing tone is the tone of structure, measure, and form. The 4 dots represent the entry into the 3rd physical dimension, honoring the importance of form and definition. It's the ability to put things in order and give them a specific shape. It's the power of incarnation, where our thoughts, emotions, and desires end up manifested in our physical reality, which kind of means that if we don't work with our repressed emotions the way we're supposed to, they will end up manifesting in our life through all sorts of uncomfortable situations, especially through different physical imbalances, sicknesses, or pains. So pay attention to your experiences and remember, you are always free to choose who you want to be and how you want to manifest yourself. So gain that freedom back by releasing all that you're repressing and remembering who you really came here to be. If you have any questions about the Dreamspell Calendar or for decoding your galactic signature, you can write me a message either on my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my email. And I just wanted to extend my apologies to the people who are waiting for the Dreamspell Organite pendants from me. Like I said, this year there was a lot of inner and outer movement and new projects taking shape, and I'm juggling with very many different things at once. But they're still in the making. I haven't forgotten about you. It's just going to take a little bit more time than promised. So thank you for your patience and your support. So, wishing you a beautiful end of the yellow electric seed year and an initiating and powerful red self-existing moon new year in Lak'Ech.